how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So, how are you guys doing? Let me see your comments. Oh, yay! Yes, an hour early. I am so sorry. I said that. Do you guys hear me good? So I know that I said 30 minutes earlier than the usual set time the last time we talked, but it turns out that I have to leave way earlier. So this is starting an hour earlier. Sorry for that, but I'm so glad that you guys caught it live. Yay! You're here. Yes. Hey there. Hi. Hello, guys. Nice to see you all. I was a little worried, like, what if nobody shows up, But I'm so glad that you guys made it. So this is a Q&A session. So ask me any questions, maybe regarding the hashtags that I put in the title, but whatever is good, whatever floats your boat. Hello, guys. I'm reading your comments. Hello. Hey, howdy. Howdy sounds so cowboyish. Las Vegas. Hey, did you guys see the... Oh, wait. Rented Identity Design. Hello. Thank you always for your support. Yay. This is what I do. Like, this is my job. What an amazing job. But so this is what I do. So really super chats and all this, patrons and everything. You guys help me so much. And before I forget, speaking of which, these are my patron names. So let's put it out here. Special thanks for you guys. JJM Droc, thank you for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you. This is my happy move. So, yes, can you wait? Not can you wait? Let's talk about Trump. Just because I know, I'm waiting for you guys to ask me questions. So in the meantime, I'll show you guys this newspaper. This is from yesterday. Sankei Shimbun, the conservative-leaning newspaper. And you can see, obviously, you can see the pictures. And it's talking about the, town hall. When they both of the candidates did the town hall thing. I don't know what it's called in English, like in the native language. But yeah, it also talks about... Sorry, it's so hard to show you guys. Here, Biden's regulation on SNS means like social media in Japanese. So yeah, the Ukraine thing, the New York Post reported about the article, and it's talking about the incident and how Twitter is limiting the link and everything. So it's good that they're reporting that here on this huge article. So people are seeing that. They have online articles as well. And there are lots of Japanese people now that understand both politics and English. And there are some accounts that explain what's going on in the US, So we are learning Hunter Biden, he's like a communist, basically, that he has a position, right, in some energy company, or even this application company that I saw on Epoch. Is it Epoch Times? Epoch. And it's the article that I shared on Twitter, and it's from May last year, but it talks about how Hunter Biden was investing in the development of this application that watches Uyghurs to censor, so monitoring, kind of in a bad way monitoring. So it's Hunter Biden is basically oppressing Uyghurs, in other words. And I was really shocked to see that. I know how Biden family is. like deeply involved with CCP and conspiring with all these countries like Ukraine and so on. But it's really shocking to see that. Oh, yes. Town hall. Yes. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, in the meantime, you guys. Let's see. Trump's energy levels are higher than ever. Have you seen the clips of him dancing this week? Oh yeah, to the music at the rally, right? Is it Youngman or YMCA? I don't know the title, but yeah, they are broadcasting that dancing clip on Japanese TV shows as well. So it's really, really cute when he dances. And oh, was it at the town hall? This elderly lady, said that President Trump is so handsome when he smiles, and like, it was so adorable. And it's really nice that people, have a good time like that. I don't think the Biden can give. Sorry, my nose is running. It's really nice to see that sort of things because, like, President Trump really is the hero, I feel. And it's nice. Trump is doing 5 rallies in 3 days. Yeah, I see him every day. Like, how we have time difference here? Like, it's totally the opposite. So, especially the East Coast, like right now, you guys are like Saturday at 10 p.m. at night. It's 11 in the morning here. So it's totally the opposite. And so when I'm sleeping, President Trump is rocking out, and I always miss that. Or like, he's having a rally when I'm like waking up, because I'm not an early light riser. But it's amazing that he's supposed to be feeling sick, but he is so energetic. And he was talking about vaccine and the treatment that he had at the rally in Wisconsin today. Like, I watched it briefly before, like, while getting ready. So yeah, it was really good to see that. Like, he's such a superhero, like Superman. He was saying that himself, like, oh, I didn't feel like a Superman. But then these doctors, gave me treatments and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, oh, he knows himself that he's a Superman. I want Japan news. Yeah, in the meantime, until we have a decent news media, like we do have this is Sankei Shimbun, and the English version of this is called Japan Forward. It's a different company, to be specific, but basically the same. And English version, Japan Forward. So that's a great news outlet. But in the meantime, we develop more news media. You can watch this show and support me so that I can eventually maybe hire people to, write articles. Like, I started to post things on my website now, though, and I need writers. So I don't know, like, I'm good at catching news, like, oh, this is an interesting news and this is important for this perspective, and I have good sensors everywhere. But I'm not really I'm not into writing much, so it'd be nice to hire people. Nice, love Japanese. New what? Going to vote Trump Monday, Texas. Oh, great! Really, really good. It's Trump was talking about. Where was it? Like, the early voting started, and he's leading in the states that he was mentioning. So, we will see. Zachary, I have a good feeling that Trump will win election. My vote has not gone to the loser of presidential election since 2000 in kindergarten. Oh, wow. Yeah, some people do have good sense. Okay, Rented Identity San says, have you seen the Chinese billionaire descendant talking about the contents of Hunter Biden's hard drive. The CCP is blackmailing Joe Biden and the Democrats with lots of evidence of their corruption. Husband, please come in, like, freely. There's a door here, and he's like, I'm not gonna be in the shot. And he's like hiding. He's so skinny that he didn't appear. Like, wow. Anyway, Chinese billionaire descendant. Yeah, Biden's hard drive. Is it hard drive? I saw about the laptop full of all this Ukraine and emails and everything, and even about the Chinese Communist Party and so on. And Japanese people are curious of that too, and people are talking about that. Yeah, lots of, and it's interesting how he's supposed to be rich, and somehow he just randomly gave the laptop to like local local fixer or whatever repair place. So yeah, I'm I can see some English information, but I hadn't had the time to sit down and actually read stuff. So I'm waiting for the Japanese translations, like articles, so that I can digest better. But yeah, it's really sickening to see Hunter Biden deeply involved with the CCP. I read briefly this article from, I think, from last year. It's on Steve Bannon's website, but it was talking about how it's not Hunter Biden, but Biden, like Joe Biden spent, like, he was bragging about, talking to Xi Jinping for 25 hours or something, and like he was bragging on how close he is and so on. And like, what? That is so awful. So yeah, I'm really hoping that more and more information comes out because of all this situation now. It's a good move. Let's see. I'm gonna, oh yeah, Epoch Times. Okay, so I was right. Epoch Times is pretty good. It's really good. Yeah. Great journalists. Yes. Bidens have been corrupt for years. It's just now coming out. It's unfortunate, but we know. Yeah. I know, right? Yes. It's good that it's all coming out. I knew though, like from the get-go, when what they call Russiagate was there. Like my American friends who are like really professional level, they kept telling me that it'll be a flip, that it will, like Obamagate will come into place. And so I knew about how the Hillary side and Obama and those people, even like meeting Biden, they are the real bad ones. And I tweeted this out that, like liars lie first, and all these corrupt people accuse others for corruption, but they are doing all these crimes, and we know how the trick works. So yeah, even from Japan, I can tell. Yep. Let's look at this one. Hello, thanks for the stream. Thank you. What do people in most Japan think of the crazy corruption in the American media, and how tech companies and how they are trying to cover up for Biden and his son? So I suppose that this is about the New York Post situation. And what do we think? It's when we hear stories like this, the Twitter, and this time Twitter, but Twitter and Facebook and all these big tech companies, they are silencing the right side or the conservative side, like Trump's side. And when we hear stories like that, we as Japanese, we can tell instantly that it's true because we go through the same thing. It's I'm the victim too. Especially for me, it's not Twitter, it's actually Facebook. But on Facebook, I get banned or restricted like very often. Like I can't post for a week, or some function is restricted for 90 days and so on, for actually mentioning the evidence, like when I post something that is not approved by the leftists, especially for Japan, it's about the comfort women issue and Me Too movement. And whenever we talk about all this like gender issue, then we get banned. And it's not just me, like ordinary people, they get banned and restricted, and we are angry about that. So when we hear stories like this, I'm like, yeah, Americans get it. I mean, like we are. It's funny though. It's the American issue, and we are rather involved in that. But so it's vice versa. I know, but that's how we feel. So yeah, you're not alone, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's really, we are wanting some alternative media here too. Let's go to another one. The Biden family does awful business with the enemies of the free world. They're corrupt. Yes, totally. So it's like 100%. Let's see. Oh, Bimkana, hello. Check out some High's videos on Uyghurs. Oh, you mean Uyghurs as in oppressed people? Yeah, okay. Let's make Yoko a powerhouse in news for Japan. Yeah, good. Good thing you live in Japan, in America. So many messed up people out there. Actually, this morning I saw I retweeted it, I think, but this black guy was like hit so hard by BLM. Like he said that he was attacked by BLM, and he's a black guy. And I thought like I shouldn't laugh, but it's just so like crazy that it's the movement for black people, like Black Lives Matter, and then they are beating black people. And not only him, but I'm seeing the news, like all this BLM people attacking the community of black people. Like I cannot believe that they can openly do that sort of things, like contradicting, whatever it takes, they do those stuff. Oh, super chat. Thank you, Panger's Panger Bands Quest. Thank you always for your support. Biden's campaign just admitted that they are not as far ahead in the polls as reported by the mainstream media, and are urging Democrats to vote. Early voting in Michigan, swing state, shows Trump leading. What are your thoughts? Oh yeah, so that was Michigan. Yeah, I was remembering like me, which state, But yes, President Trump was talking about that he is leading in the early voting in Michigan, and I heard that at the rally today. And I didn't know about Biden admitting that he is, behind. Interesting that he's saying that. My thoughts is that the silent majority is there supporting President Trump, that people like we all know that the media lies, and President Trump calling like lamestream media, which Japanese TV was actually explaining what lamestream media means and so on. But anyway. So here's our question for you guys instead. Why do you think President Trump is leading, though, in early voting? Like the media, do you simply think that the mainstream media is just lying, or do you think that there are other reasons? I'm curious. For me, I think that the silent majority has common sense, and there are even at the rally in Wisconsin today, I heard President Trump saying like, how many of you are Republicans and how many of you are Democrats? And even though there were like a small number of people, but there were Democrats attending the rally, Trump size. So yeah, I see that sort of people. Oh, Michigan's mad at Dems because Governor Whitmer has been tyrannical with the lockdown. Oh, because people need to make a living, right? Let's see. In Michigan, he's leading because of the corrupt Democrats in Michigan. Whitmer actions with the lockdown have been deemed unconstitutional. Let's see. Because they want jobs and security, Biden represents the Chugyo CCP and anti-American interests. Okay, so yeah, people are mad at how the lockdowns are really awful. It's Japan had to do that too, to a certain extent. It's not as hard as it's not as strict as America, but our economy did get a lockdown as well, and it affected our economy so much. What's interesting though, by the way, I just remembered by COVID-19, but I was watching Fox News a little bit earlier, and I heard that I almost said Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris, 2 people around her got tested positive for COVID-19, and due to that, she had to cancel her schedule for the weekend. And I'm like, I thought Democrats are good with wearing masks, and that's how they protect themselves, and they know they know how to keep a social distance and everything, and they're professional dealing with COVID-19. But 2 people around Kamala Harris they are tested positive, and so that's like, what are they doing? Yeah, and like if those like Biden Harris team, like their side, if they win and if they get infected by this type of virus, who's gonna do the job? Like at least President Trump, he did get the Wuhan virus, COVID-19. However, he rose like right after, and he's rocking out right now. And I'm like, Democrats, what would you do? You know? So, and 9N95 mask does not protect self. Yeah, I know. I'm being sarcastic. Like we Japanese people, by the way, we wear masks all the time, but it's not for ourselves, but we stop our spits from going to other people. So that's the point. So it's not for ourselves, but for others, and it does make a huge difference. Like you can look at the number in Japan, and we are doing really, really good. So anyway, let's see. Sorry for skipping your comments. Write more on. I didn't know this. Justin Ham wrote, "Come on, Mr. Ishii." My husband is like, yeah, he was walking behind you guys so that he wouldn't show up. Okay, let's see. Howdy from Texas. Yeehaw! That's like so biased. Sorry. Let me. Sorry, I'm reading your comments now. People voting for Joe Biden do not care about Joe Biden. They just hate President Trump. The last 4 years, the media, which is 90% Democrat bias, has attacked Trump and tried to make people hate him. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because it's really like it kind of sucks for him, like Joe Biden, that nobody is really supporting him. It's all about Trump, because he is the man, and people or some people are supporting Biden's side because they want to stop President Trump, not because they support Joe Biden. And so it's really ironic for him. And yeah. Hillary Clinton would have started a war with North Korea, and Japan would then be at war too. Actually, Japanese conservatives wouldn't mind being into war, I think, against North Korea, because we want to take back our citizens from North Korea, and it's not going to be done by deals. North Korea is determined not to get our people back. So some people are like, we do talk about, even though we don't even have the military, like officially, and we can't just go in like other countries, but still we talk about, like, North Korea is in such an unstable situation right now. So whenever the political balance is out, we are looking for the opportunity to go in and take back our people, and we're talking whether it's realistic or not, and so forth. But but I know your point though, that Hillary is a hawk, and how she likes to make money doing all this war business. So that is terrible though. So yeah. Let's read this. The polls are wrong. It just came back from a Trump caravan in Hawaii. Oh, one of the major blue states. People are waking up here, and it's amazing. Oh, that's really great. Hawaii. Yeah, such an important place, like geographically speaking. Like China, CCP wants to take over not only Japan, but up to Hawaii. That's where they draw the line to conquer. So it's really great that people are now waking up there. Yeah, and also I wrote an article on my website, but there are people that are anti-Japan, anti-US military, anti-South Korea, and pro-North Korea, pro-China, and those people are advocating the independence of Hawaii because they are pro-China, and so you should, as Americans, I really hope more people will keep an eye on that sort of activism, political activism, that they use like human rights issue, and that's their rhetoric, and they justify the independence of Hawaii, just like the independence of Okinawa, to detach Okinawa from Japan. So Hawaii to detach, obviously, from America. And Chinese Communist Party does that sort of tactics, so we need to be careful. The Democrats are projecting, yes, they are the liars, and they tell President Trump is a liar. Okay, let's go from the bottom, because my husband is like, everyone is commenting way more, like, catch up. Hawaii will never be separate from America. Yes, good. Wait, what? I feel watched. Let's see. Jack asks, is it true that Japanese conservatives used to worship the emperor and basically consider him as God? It's like we do even now, like I do, but it's things are lost in translation, okay? And when we say emperor, like it's just the translation, and maybe I'm guessing that when you hear the word emperor, you imagine something else than our emperor, like our we call him Tenno, and he doesn't have any like political like he doesn't give orders or anything, and he is involved in politics. Like he acknowledges that our decisions and so on, but he's just there to be watching over us. Like he's there for us, and it's not like he is giving orders to us. And so emperor is probably not the right translation. So but conservatives, though, we do believe in the importance of our emperor history and our like the bloodline, especially. It's continuing from the very beginning of our nation, which is almost 2700 years ago. 今後期何年だっけ ?2600 だよね。70だよね。2700年ぐらい。Yeah. So 2680 years ago. So we have such a long history, like officially. And so, and from the very beginning, we've had what we call Tenno, what you call emperor, and so Japan has been Japan since then, and that's what makes Japan Japan. And the conservatives believe in that, the importance of that. When that is denied, then Japan is no longer Japan, and that's our recognition. So that's why our leftists here want to demonize our Tenno, like emperor family, and also they bring all this LGBT and so on, so that the bloodline gets destroyed and so on. And that's the battle that we are in. And in Japan, by the way, it's not that the emperor family are the only gods. Like when we die, we become gods. Basically, that's our, like, just check out Shinto is our custom / religion. So so we are also the offsprings of all this kami, like gods. So anyway, I need to make a video, like a solid video on Shinto, I guess, so that you don't get misunderstood. I don't get misunderstood. Protect the purebred Japanese bloodline of the royal family. Thank you. Justin asks, Yoko, just one question. I've been studying Shinto, and there's something about it I find really peaceful and comforting. Could I ask why hillbilly join the Shinto faith? Yes. Anyone is welcomed. Because I don't think that it has, like, Shinto doesn't have any texts like Bibles and so on. So it's basically that we are all spirits living here. Like everything has a spirit in it, like us. Everything is living, and so we treat things nice, and ancestors are looking over us and that sort of stuff. And my husband just explained it as the Shinto is like the force of Star Wars, if you know what I mean. Like they, those Obi-Wan Kenobi and even Yoda later, they die, but they don't die. They're there looking over you. It's so Shinto. So, yeah. And so for that reason, though, we don't deny other religions either. That it doesn't there's no conflict. So, yeah. Shinto is cool, but Jesus is better. Of course, you're entitled to your faith. It's beautiful that it's really great that people have faith. That, like, I can't talk to anarchists and all this non-religion people. I forget what the word is, but oh, you're late. Hello. Have you heard about the beheading in Paris, France? Oh, I think I read it. なんかあったよね、首。I think I saw it, but I don't remember.
パリでね。だけど学校の先生が首切られたやつよ。
Oh, it's a teacher? Oh man. Oh, atheist. Yes, that's the word. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but I saw that news. I didn't deeply read it, but yeah. Wait. Jesus buried in Japan. What? I mean, there are conspiracy theories though. Like Mose is Japanese, and like what? Like people talk about weird things, but yeah. Anyway, you want your peace and comfort. Join Buddhism. Oh yeah, it's what's interesting though is that Japanese people are believer of Shinto and Buddhism. So back in like a few hundred years ago, our government kind of splitted Shinto from Buddhism, but originally it was all together. And Weebrad asks or says, I go to a university in Michigan, USA, and I wore a Japanese Rising Sun flag t-shirt to my Asian history class. My Chinese professor got so while reading, I was expecting like South Korean professor, but oh my god, I'm crying, man. When that's awesome, though. You're so courageous. I don't think that Japanese people will be able to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Yeah. Just so you know, the Rising Sun flag, it's the flag that our self-defense force Navy, not real Navy, but our self-defense force in the sea, they use that flag on ships officially. So yeah, it's there's nothing wrong about that flag, but like the education in China and North and South Korea is really, really biased, and they don't tell any historical backgrounds. It's all like sensationalism. So yeah. So what I hear often though is that when Chinese people come here, like they are censored back home, right? So when Chinese people come here to study or something, there are Japanese people that ask them like, do you know the Tiananmen Square massacre? And they say like, no, like I thought Japanese people were bad and evil. And then it turns out that their government and their communists are the real vicious ones. And they're like, what? And they go home. So that's what happens often. And Jones, sorry, I don't know how to read, but thank you for your comment. Sorry if this was asked before. Did you see the Trump town hall this week? What did you think of Savannah Guthrie? Oh yes, I did mention briefly at the beginning, but oh, I forgot to mention the lady in the background. Is it red mask? Was she wearing a red mask? Yeah, I saw her nodding in the background and like doing this, and it was really amazing. And I also read here on this article that it's covering that and how was it NBC? They didn't let Fox News said that the voters are not asking questions. Like they're not giving the time to ask questions, and so Fox News said that, and it's reported here in Japanese. So yeah, that's what I imagine was it. Like I think that's what happened. And I did see the picture of Savannah making crazy faces and so on, like, but I didn't really dig into that too much though, but I know the basic idea. Okay. Joshua says, I'm sorry, Miyoko. It's Yoko though. There's no M. My name is random, like it's ID, so random and Yoko. Yoko is my name, but by the way. Anyway, many Americans want to be samurais when they saw Tom Cruise in his movie. Yeah, Last Samurai, right? I watched it too. It gave me lots of cringe. But it's good that you know people in America or elsewhere liked it. I do think that it branded samurai well, so it's cool. But it was weird though. Like the romance in that was kind of weird, if I remember correctly. But Tom Cruise is really popular in Japan, so I get that. Let's see. Sorry, I forgot to bring my water here. Water. Cringe Tom Cruise. Ghost of Tsushima is good if you want to be a samurai ninja hybrid. Yeah, you guys told me about the game. It's really good. I mean, like that sort of historical background is important. Japan has lots of tools. You know, we have anime, we have video games and so on, like, and we have technology, but we are somehow behind in this information war. And there are good kinds of propaganda and like those lying propaganda, but we are not good at those. So have you been to Taiwan before? I have. I've been to Taipei, and my husband has visited Taiwan several times, so different places. He's more of an expert there. I've only been to Taipei, and I did participate in the lecture by the, I don't know how his name is pronounced in English, Ritoki sensei. the former president of Taiwan, and he was 90 something years old, and he passed away recently. But I got to shake his hands. Really tall, really strong. Like I was wearing some rings on my fingers when I shook hands with him, and it hurt so bad because he's like, even when I met him, he was like 92 years old or so. Like it was in 2014 or so when I went to Taiwan. There are a couple of videos from back then, just me walking around in Taiwan. But yeah, and he was already old back then, but he was so strong. Yeah. Why is it that the Higashi Nihon Daishinsai, the earthquake up north, a very taboo topic, even if the questioner doesn't intend any bad commentary, Japanese or foreigners alike? I don't think it's a taboo topic. People do talk about it, and but the thing, I think the taboo-ish topic is a nuclear power plants. And even though conservatives want the all nuclear power plants in Japan working, leftists are like leftists are agitating all these fears and so on, and they're bashing nuclear power plants in Japan, like all of them. So they like at one point I think 全部止まった。原発全部止まった。全部止まったね。So all the nuclear power plants after the earthquake had to stop. There were a period of time our nuclear power plants stopped in entire Japan. And what that means is that we lose a lot of money, even to maintain that places, it costs a lot. And also the electricity becomes very, very expensive and so on. But the leftists really want to just destroy our economy and our country in general. So they campaign against us, and they are bringing all this bad reputation about what we call Tohoku area, like North area. And they spread the rumors as if the oceans are poisoned and so on, like how it's pollution. Yeah, so that's for that. We do want to talk about nuclear power plants, but conservative side are silenced. I think that's the way to put it. What is this random question? Have you ever had pancakes with real maple syrup? Yeah, I think so. They sell Canadian maple syrup here in Japan in regular grocery stores, and I love maple syrup. I haven't bought that in a while, but yeah. JC asks, should there be a Shinto shrine built at Niagara Falls? It's a natural wonder of the world and could boost relations between Canada, the US, and Japan. Huh. Yeah, I bet it's a spiritual place, but you can. I think you could build one. I don't oppose to that. Yeah, and in Shinto though, if you want to have like Shinto power to have your ancestors look over you, search your bloodline. Or not bloodline, it's family line. Like make a family tree, and like go to your whatever town, like is it city halls or whatsoever. I don't know where your information or records are stored, but visit those places and figure out who are your ancestors and make a family tree. And that's how you mark it, like that becomes like the entrance of your ancestors. And that's how you do well for the dead, like your ancestors. So especially the father side. 10 minutes to go. After this, by the way, I have to really literally run to this political event, which is very important. It's the event of our local National Diet member, the former Minister of the Environment. Yoko, nuclear plants are good sources of unlimited energy. The problem is the current ones were made decades ago. The newer models do not allow for any leaks or failures. Yeah, I know, right? It's really efficient. Yeah, and even though there are risks in everything. And what's important is I don't really want to talk about this in this way, but I have to. So there are survivors of the atomic bombs, but they're alive and so on. It's extreme logic, I know, but yeah. And What? Shit. Oh, but by the way, about the Fukushima disaster, as you may know by that Fukushima disaster, there is the controversy. Like people talk about the nuclear power plants and how the leak occurred and so on, but it's about where it was built on the soil and layers, like the problems of the foundation and not the building itself. So, and also it's affected by the tsunami. Again, it's about the location and not the system. So people need to like wake up. But there are lots of conspiracy theories even. And this is something you need to know, that some people, like crazy people here in Japan, believe that the earthquake was caused by the US military and so on. I'm like, wake the F up, you know? Anyway. Oh, wait, this one. There's a huge Chinese temple in Niagara Falls. Really? How? How did I get up there? That's not China though, right? They're like, mine. So, my husband said soon they will start saying that it was China before, to take over the place. Because that's what they do, Our islands, we have territorial disputes with China, but it's not a real dispute. It's one-sided claim that, Japan is China and they want to take over. And like China, like CCP, they dig holes in the ground and bury all this like dishes or what you call, I don't know why it's called, like tsubo thing, vessel, vessels and so on into the ground. They bury it into the ground and claim that they are old, and how like they make it as if it's the evidence of Chinese people living there in the like saying that that is the remains of their kings and so on back in the day, or emperors, and they forge all this evidence and make up stories to take over. Really take it's not a joke, and this is what they do, so please be careful. Yeah. What they do, the CCP. Yes. And how do you feel about the movie The 800? The 800? Eiga? What movie is that? Oh, this is a name. Chamshan Temple, Niagara Falls, Canada. Man, Canada. Right. In Canada, lots of Chinese people, right? South Koreans too. And not all of them are bad, And there are even like my friend from Uyghur, actually, she went to Canada and she's born and raised there and so on. So not all immigrants are bad, but there are lots of activists. So, oh no, 5 minutes to go. Oh, Niagara Falls is a city, not the fall. Okay. You cannot claim the falls, okay. Yeah, and they build comfort women statues as well, especially in America. They built one in Germany recently. And let's read your questions. Is there questions? Have you read any of Vox Day's books? He majored in East Asian history. Oh, really? He is one of the top anti-globalists in the Christian nationalist movement. Oh, interesting. I need to see. Yeah. books, though. Books are so difficult for me, especially English ones. But yeah, I need to check out his videos. I'm sorry, I keep postponing that. Like procrastinate, such a big word. Yeah, I should check that out. Whoever talks about like East Asian issues, even those who are on our side, they can be kind of biased or wrong, or like they're missing points and so on. That can happen. They really need to have like those who are inside, like me or people around me, that can teach people what's really going on here, so that you can get the big picture. So we really need to connect. We need to start connecting people, really. Justin says the CCP doesn't want nuclear energy in Japan because the JSDF could use them to make atomic weapons if necessary. Yeah, I think the technology is already there, though. And but Japan is so far from, we can't even have the military. So and that is a taboo in Japan, that we can't talk about nuclear weapons. Like, leftists go nuts. Oh man, I wish we could. Are those drawings behind you? And did you draw them? Yes. These are my crazy spiritual art. I don't intend to, like, this one I knew that I was gonna draw an elephant, but this big one, I'm like in the middle of the night, I was like, I want to draw something. And some of my drawings are sold in my Etsy store, so check them out. You can purchase the original art, but right now it's COVID-19 situation, and I'm not sure if it will be soon it will be recovered, but I don't know, the shipping can be delayed, but you can purchase my art. So yeah. Oh, I'm talented, thank you. North Korea is seriously jealous and respectful of Japan's success and is doing everything to defame and undermine Japan. Yeah, what's crazy about North Korea is it's such a small country. Like, they don't have much power, but they're connected to China and Russia and all these other nations, and also they are really good at like spying on others. They have lots of spies everywhere in the world, so we can't look down on them, and we have to be really cautious. But North Korea, what's really interesting about Kim Jong-un recently is that he's copying the style of President Trump. And Kim Jong-un appeared after forever at an event, like military parade, I believe, and he gave a speech and thanking the citizens and shedding tears, which has never happened before, I believe. And and it's like all this, like, oh, I'm grateful for this, and I thank you all, and that sort of stuff. That is such a Western thing to do. That's a Western custom. So, and experts were pointing out that it's influenced by President Trump and so on. So it's really like, and the timing of the parade was the same as when President Trump recovered from COVID-19, so like our left biased media compared the two and so on. It was really awful. the work you do is important. It's good to have someone who knows both English and Japanese like you and can talk about important issues the media ignores in both countries. Thank you so much for finding out the values in what I do. I am so happy to hear that. Yes, we I'm good at listening English or reading English to a certain extent, and what that means is that I know the limits of my language ability, and it's kind of like I have to break out from my comfort zone to do what I do, and like I'm a perfectionist, so it's like, man, I have to speak better and so on, you know. But I'm glad that it's worth it. What? Oh, the snake capture craft. Thank you, Yoko, for being truthful from the very beginning. You helped inspire many people in the USA that didn't know people like Trump in Japan. We needed support from outside. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, all I'm doing is just letting you know what's going on here, but it's really it's really nice that we get rid of all this language barrier and see who we are. We are alliance. Japan-US alliance is so strong and so meaningful in the freedom and security in this Indo-Pacific area, and even if not just that, but in the world. So yes, let's do that. Okay, it's been an hour, so I have to go now. About time to run now. So I have to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am sorry that I had to start this early, but I'm so glad that you guys caught it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And next week, next week is, again, it will be the usual set time, which is Saturday at 11 p.m. EST. So yeah, please come join me next time in a week. Okay, and in the meantime, please follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko, and I'll be excuse me, I'll be responsive there. Thank you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go now. So have a great night. I almost said day, maybe some of you, but have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.